Good morning, Rabbi Isai. What's with all the excitement today? It's moirdik.
The Americans are excited.
There's a moirdik daf today. Mamish, unbelievable daf. You're gonna love it. We have yesterday I lied to you about I got it. Today I'm not. Today it's emes. Today I'm being real. It's our last. It was very geschmack. It's our last day with Reb Chaim Levin over here. Not the last, but for the. Wer heißt der? Steierman? From Butter Park? Lakewood. Shalom Aleichem. What? Oh. Both Shabbatons. He was only at one. Wow. Shkoyach. But you were not at the Shabbaton. Next time, Be'ez Hashem. What's your name? Don't get all. Hey, what's your name?
David from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Johannesburg, South Africa. Dave, what's your last name? Okay, I'm not even going to try. Hi, David. Shalom Aleichem. Johannesburg, South Africa. Who else? We have Lakewood in South Africa. Everybody else? The Olam is shy today. Great. Rabbi Isai, here we go. This is, oh yeah, I forgot his name. I forgot to put his name in there? No, somebody moved it. He got stuck in China. No, it's not Avigagir. It's the guy that owns the fish shop in Gimel. He said that because of, literally, he writes, because of your share, I missed my train, and I'm stuck in China because he got so involved in the share that and he's being serious too. It's a small world when you stay connected. Ran into a member of the Manchester Chabura here at a trade show in Barcelona. Avi Berg from Eretz Yisrael meets. I don't know his name, but I looked at his ticket. I went in his, it's backwards, and it says Richard Adler, in my opinion. So he meets,
Which man? It says in the email.
Where? I wrote that.
So you write the emails? Hold on.
No. I wrote the name. And if you look. The name is indented. You see, it's not. But nice. People are starting to think. That's what I do most of my day. And they all sound different. Actually, they're all the same. It's the same. You changed my life, Rebbe Eli. What else can I say today? Because of Moy, Thailand. This is, what's his name? This guy, what's his name? Comes to the Hebrew shir. Now? Oh, it does say, Adi Safran. This I did not put it myself. Rabbi said this is an email that it's a once in a lifetime. It's the first time this kind of email was written to me. And it was emotional for me to read it. And I had a very long follow-up conversation with this regarding to this email. Okay, dear Dad, this is for my son, my bchor, Aaron. I want to take a moment to share some thoughts about Wednesday's shir. First, I always appreciate the depth and clarity you bring to your shiurim. He does the daf now, and he does it on time in the morning. The way you make Torah accessible and meaningful to so many people is truly incredible. That being said, I felt that the daf presented an important opportunity, one that may have been missed. When the topic of molestation came up, I sensed that it was somewhat avoided rather than addressed directly. I completely understand that these are difficult and uncomfortable discussions, but I believe that precisely because of that, they need to be spoken about openly, especially in our community. So I'll give you a little background. Should I say it now? Basically, Aharon has a place called Neshima Breathing. And he coaches people. That's what he does for a living. He coaches people. And some of his clients do the shir. One of them is a Hasidic Shir Geman. And three people told him that they thought that I was not being direct enough. That there needs to be a little bit. And I try to explain to him that the shir, there's a big audience in the shir. There's children, even right now in the room, there's children. And I try as hard as possible, even in tough sugyas, to use a sensitive lashon. And nevertheless, he was persistent. He said, this is part of the issue. So often silence around these issues contributes to a sense of shame for survivors and a lack of awareness in the broader community. But when we acknowledge the difficult realities, we not only remove some of that shame, we also create space for healing, accountability, and change. Torah is meant to illuminate every aspect of life, including the painful ones, and I truly believe that discussing these topics with sensitivity and courage can be a massive Kiddush Hashem. I know your goal is to bring people closer to Torah, and I believe this could be an opportunity to do just that. I'd love to hear your thoughts and continue the conversation. With love, Aaron. Okay? So, it's a tough one, and I completely hear what he's saying. I mean, afterwards I realized what he's saying is that there's a lot of basically what he's saying is that I addressed the perpetrator. When I spoke, I said, think about the damage you're causing to this kid when you do what you do, and the damage is, it's loyal and void. Some people could get out of it, some people can't get out of it, some people, things trigger them, and they're always in it at some time or other. But I wasn't addressing the child. He said, maybe there's a child out there that is shameful to come forward, shameful to speak to his parents. And people, bedafka, they pick children that they know they're not going to go to their parents. And when a child is so closed off and cannot have that discussion with his parents, those are the perpetrators pick those children. So, okay. Huh?
The perfect victims.
The perfect victims, yeah. Okay. So Yishkoyach Reb Aharon, I'm very proud of him. He's married, he has a child, he's on a growth path. He's going up, up, up. And he's doing the daf, and Yishkoyach to all those people that encourage him to do the daf. A correction email, Israel Brecher, hi Rebelli, I'm Yeshiva Bacher from Borough Park, and a daily listener to Yigishmak Shir, and I was listening to Daf 76, and on Amud Beis, minute 49:14, you missed the fourth word, the word ani. And I also got that text message immediately after Shir from Dave, Hagal, and he says, you missed ani. So I don't know if I'm Yaitza now. Ani. Ani what? I don't know. Ani Rush, something. Things because Nachman Seltzer wasn't there that day. As I stayed there. Thank you for giving me. Look at this. Thank you for giving me a Dias B'Shas, your Talmud Zevi Brecher from Baba Basra Daf Kuf Chof Hey. Gewaldig. Maybe we should open up a yeshiva for this guy. Unbelievable. All right. Do we have time? One more, real quickly. Stephen Simons, dear Rebelli, I'm nearly 72 years old, retired Yid living in South Florida. I began learning Gemara with you on YouTube at the beginning of Nedarim. It's become the most satisfying, important time of each day. Additionally, I learned Chassidus by phone with the wonderful Chavrus in Crown Heights. Wednesday nights, my cousin in Philadelphia and I learned Musar and Machshava. One of my students has taken up my urging that he learn as well. He began with Sanhedrin. As a result of your vivid teaching methods, I have become devoted to learning Gemara. An old friend of mine in Hartford also learns with Yeshir. Refers to the emails, welcoming the guests, and sponsor announcements as the pregame. You hear this? The emails, the welcoming guests is the pregame. The few times that I missed the shir at my Zman Kavua, I watched the shir later in the day or the night, as to not to lose focus. In the past few weeks, I've analyzed the other hours of each day. I calculated that ich fleg battlen 2 Stunden Zeit täglich with excessive. This is what he writes. Nachamal. Ich fleg battlen 2 Stunden Zeit täglich. You want to explain what that means? I used to battle 2 hours a day with excessive checking up on 5 sources of news, Facebook, und azoi weiter. This is a South Floridian. That's how they talk. A shtickle in Yiddish, a shtickle in English. So now I'm also learning 2 daf berachas. He took the 2 hours. You have 2 hours a day. He's learning brachas 6 days a week via your videos. Unbelievable. Stephen Simons, what a gewaldige email. I wish to thank you and your sponsors and Talmidim for giving me this opportunity to immerse myself in Talmud. What he means is he probably got a free Gemara. Somebody donated $55 and changed this guy's life. Unbelievable. Mit groisa, this word I don't even know what it means. Dankbarkeit. Dankbarkeit. I don't know. Dankkeit. Dank means thank you, but what is berkeit? I don't know. Huh?
Appreciation.
Zog. Let me hear you say it.
Dankbarkeit.
Dankbarkeit. Wow. I don't know if I ever heard that word. Un hakaras hatoiv. Shimon Simons, Delray Beach, Florida. P.S. One of my students is becoming Talmud. You're a assistant dorm. Okay, Rabbi, here we go. The Masechta sponsor lirfo Shmuel Ben Chaya Ettel and Yosef Ben Chaya Sara Alte Nechama by their grateful families. Anonymous for the Hatzlacha, Berухnיות, ובגשמיות. The Masechta sponsored by Ari Cohn in memory of Yechiel Moshe Ben Chaim, who started learning Daf Yomi at age 7 and continued for 32 years until he's nifter. Anonymous for the unity of the Jewish people. Glenn Esterson, with love and gratitude from Wilmington, North Carolina. Thank you for enriching my life with Torah. Monthly sponsors: Eli Stefansky, Zechrya, Moshe, Chaya Bas Yosef, for the speedy release from house arrest of Ari Rosenfeld, Aharon ben Hinda Esther Gitel from Leon Welcher. Binyomin Rosenfeld, the big tzaddik, Hatzlacha beparnasa. He changed the wording. I didn't chap. Did he change it? Because yesterday I made fun. There was 3 words. It says Hatzlacha beparnasa. He must have changed it. I'm serious. Okay, I didn't chap. Yosef Ben Chaya Sara Hatzlacha Berухnיות ובגשמיות. The fallen hostages, Ari ben Shiri, Kfir ben Shiri bat Margit. Panosa berevach Baruch Tzvi Nisim ben Shana Leah. The Coil sponsor, sponsored by HYK Ventures, in honor and for the success of all our clients, and by Yaakov ben Sora u'mishpachtoi lebrocha vehatzlacha. Who's your shver? Hi shver, the one on he's on the left. Where is he? But is he the one on the left, on the right, on the third from the top, fourth from the top?
Just wait.
Hi, I see. Oh, here he waved. Finally, he waved. Where's Penny Gilden? He's on? Yeah. Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, the green shirt. Hey, Penny. We miss you. What's going on? When's the surgery? Tomorrow. The whole world knows. Well, yeah, we all know. We all know. You don't have to tell us. They all said. What?
Next week.
Oh, it's next week. Donnie said it's tomorrow. No. He said tomorrow. Rabbi said, this is where I get mixed up. I got into a lot of trouble. Yesterday. I skipped the thing. Okay, I got to focus here. Daily sponsors, innovations. In honor of our sons, Kalmo's 12 years old, Yisrael 9 years old, who learn the daf every day with Rebelli. Keep it up. We're very proud of you. Yeshakoyach, official, and innovations. Avrami Leibowitz. Good morning, Avrami. No?
Good morning, Avrami.
Lilishmas, my father-in-law, Reb Shmuel ben Reb Shalom Lichtman, Yardside is Gimel Adar. Reb Shlema from Moshe Yitzchak ben Esther and Baruch Yonah ben Chaya. The Itzkutsk family, Lilishmas Shmuel Dov ben Yosef Halevi, and the Shom should have an Aliyah. Dar of the month, Refuah Shlema for Yohanes and Eitan ben Basheva Bracha. For Zchos, for Reb Eli and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. In honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. Givaldik. Rabbi say, I don't know if we ever went so late in a shir, and also in combination, 2 things. We didn't even get to halfway down Amud Beis. But Be'ezer Hashem today we're going to try to make up most of it. We are holding like 13 lines from the top of I Involve Amud Beis Torah Rabbanon. We have a fascinating sugya, and check this out. If you take a person and you tie him to a pole, and the guy is on the pole for 4 days and he dies from starvation, did you kill him? Are you chayiv misa? No. You say no. If you tie him to the pole and he dies within an hour from the sun, chayiv misa or not chayiv misa? No. If you take a person who's in a swimming pool and you make sure he doesn't come out of the swimming pool, chayiv misa or not chayiv misa? Good. If you put a person in front of a lion, the lion is coming towards him, you tie him up, and the lion eats him. Chayiv misa or not chayiv misa? And if you put him in front of, there's a bunch of mosquitoes outside, and you don't let him move, and you tie him up, and the mosquitoes kill him. That is the first time he spoke up in 5 years, and you're wrong. But nice try. Anyways, I see you guys have no clue. You're wrong on everything. What you said is chayiv, he's potter. You said his potter is chayiv. The mosquito is chayiv, the lion is potter. B'kitzur, we're going to have to see this whole sugya, and it's very, very clear. There's different parameters. It gets dakizdik. There's certain things that are on the verge, but we have to see, and it's unbelievable. Akoponim, here's another question. You decide to protest here in Israel. You don't like a certain thing that the government is doing. You decide, you and your friends get in the middle of a street, and you sit down in the middle of the street, and you start screaming all sorts of things. And an ambulance is trying to go through, and you don't care. And the guy inside the ambulance dies. Are you chayiv misa or not chayiv misa? Huh? Why is it a grama? By the way, that I would say that you might be chayiv misa. I'm going to be chuluk, because we're going to see in a second. Because the guy is in a process of dying, and you are not allowing him to get his medicine. You're not allowing him to get.
Requiring him to not get medical attention.
And he's in the process of dying. He's in the process.
Someone, stubbed his toe. You don't know what happened in the ambulance. It's a suffix. The whole thing's a suffix.
Oh, you don't know.
Maybe the emes driver is a rush to go home. He put it
Okay, fine. But the guy tells you, I'm telling you, the guy's screaming out. We have a dying patient here. We have a dying patient. I don't care. Okay, fine. Torah Rabbana. First, let's do Gemara. Torah Rabbana. Here's the pasuk. So we're going back. I don't want to scare you guys. The Mishnah is coming up, and this is very quick. And we actually did the sugya. This is pure chazara. It says in the pasuk, we said must mean at least your mother-in-law is one of those two women. It might be your mother-in-law and your wife. It might be your mother-in-law and her mother. You kill the guy, ve'eshen. Now in Hebrew, ve'eshen means plural. You kill both of them. But says the Gemara in here, just in case you forgot what it looks like, you have a man, and you have a mother-in-law, and you have a mother of a mother-in-law. Says the Gemara, we have a machlokes here. What does the pasuk refer to? When the pasuk says esen, does esen mean one or two? There's a way to read it esen that means one, because in a certain language esen means one. It could mean two. But we have machlokes if there's even a machlokes. That what? No, you kill both of them. Says Abaye that there is no practical machlokes. According to everybody, you kill a mother-in-law, and you kill a mother-in-law's mother. There's no machlokes in that. So it's just the question: what was the pasuk referring to? Was the pasuk only referring to the mother-in-law, or the pasuk was referring to the mother-in-law and the mother-in-law's mother? But even if the pasuk is not referring to the mother-in-law's mother, let's go to the mother-in-law's mother, whoever is having a hard time. If the pasuk is not referring to the top lady, it doesn't matter. We still kill him for that. Why? Because we have a drasha. The question is this pasuk directly talking about her? Esen only means one. So maybe the pasuk was not talking about the top lady. And there's a certain language, Yivani. The Yivanim used to say, Heina means one. But nevertheless, you still chayiv misa on your mother-in-law's mother. Midrash that he learns from Midrash. So what's the machlokes? Just how do you read the pasuk? Does esen mean one or esen mean two? Rabbi Kiva saw about I even showed you this chart the other day. It's really only referring to in Rabbi Kiva that according to Abaye, esen means both. So you kill two people, the mother-in-law and the mother-in-law's mother. How? With Sreifa. According to Rava, esen just means one. So what is the pasuk talking about? Your own wife. Not only did you marry your wife, you also married your mother-in-law. So the wife doesn't get killed. She was married to you legally. So you only kill one out of the two. So why does it say esen? To tell you a murdik chiddush. The chiddush is that you only kill your mother-in-law if your wife is still alive. The esen, they both have to be alive together. We did this at least once. That the mother-in-law and the mother-in-law's mother, the top lady, she's written directly in the pasuk, mefurish in the pasuk. Not a drasha, mefurish in the pasuk. So the shayla is she written mefurish or not, but you get the death penalty in both. According to both. Rav Amar, this machlokes, does the wife, if the wife died and then he married his mother-in-law, are you chayiv misa or not? Rabbi Shmuel sabar chamois lachem misa b'sreifa. Rabbi Shmuel says, because it says, Rabbi Shmuel says, you get misa. Rabbi Kiva savar isur ba'alma. Why? Because Rabbi Kiva says esen means two. They both have to be alive at the same time. Rabbi Shmuel says esen means one. As long as you married the mother-in-law, you get misa. According to Rabbi Kiva, you don't get misa, you get a isur. According to Rashi, it's a isur. According to other Rishonim, it's literally kares. Brand new sugya, easier stuff, and it's going to be super geshmak. Says the Mishnah, Ve'elu heina nerogim. Nerogim, we spoke about tzreifa, we spoke about chenek. Nerogim is, you take a sword and you chop the guy's head off as such. Not like this. This was a gewaldige one. I like this one. I like his eyes. He's all scared. That we said they don't do it that way, because that's from top to bottom. They do it, they chop the head off. Who do you chop the head off? The Ritzeach v'anshe ir hanidachas. A killer and all the people from the city, most of the city, performed Avodah Zarah. Says the Mishnah, so let me get you introduced. I'll introduce you, not that we need it so much. We'll talk about this pasuk in a second, and for a minute. It says, there's 3 psukim about Kli Barzel, killing a person with a metal vessel, Be'evin Yad, and the Eitz Yad, stone and wood. So, says the Mishnah, one of the 2 things that mentioned the Torah, he did what Cohn Wasserman did to the Moiser in the mikveh. The Moiser came to the mikveh, and Cohn Wasserman did not allow him to emerge from the water, killed him in the water. That, or there's a burning house like we had in Tveria the Shabbos. Burning house, people jumping out of the 2nd floor. I don't know if you saw the videos from family on Shabbos and vacation. They had to jump out. Nebuch. I think they all survived, Baruch Hashem, maybe a few broken bones. You don't allow them to jump out. You close the window on them. The Gemara is going to be medayik from here. There's a chiddush here. Because of you, he can't get out of there. V'meis, he is chayav. I know a guy that happens a lot, in the camps or in the public swimming pools in Eretz Yisrael. He was swimming in the water, and he was like, and you go under like the Bachram, and the Bachram for shtick, they do. They stand on you. So a Bachar stood on him, and he stopped moving. And the guy, he's like, so he tried to go down, and so he starts screaming for help. Now he feels terrible because he just might have killed the guy. And people were jumping into the pool, and they couldn't, and so they called the lifeguard. And it's a whole thing. They're like going, and they're holding onto each other. And literally after a minute, they pulled this guy out. The guy goes, "Don't ever do that again." Like he was completely okay. He just wanted to punish the guy. What?
To prove a point.
You want to prove a point. So the kid said, do not stand on somebody's back as he's swimming by. I'll go upon him, but this guy was for real. He did not allow him to come up. Chayiv. You're a ritzach. Bezin is going to kill a person for this. For stepping on a person's back and not allowing him to come up. Why? Because the death is right there. Every second he's underwater, he's dying more. If a person shoves somebody into the pool, everybody does that once in a while in camp. You got to throw them in with the phone, without the phone. You just throw them in. And the guy is able to climb out of there, but he decided not to. Potter, somebody sent me a video of this. There was a police chase, and they were chasing this guy on a bike. And the guy keeps on going, goes to the river, and jumps into the river. And then he starts, so they throw him a buoy, and he wouldn't take it. He just went down. Obviously, I'm not going to show it, but the guy sent me the video. Shisa boyes hakelev, he had a dog chase him down. Shisa boyes hanochash. This happened to me. I'm not going to go into the whole story, but I thought Robert Early would remember it. I was his neighbor in Flatbush on Avenue P. I had a story like this. We had an anti-Semite on the block who let her dog, she passed me by, and she told her dog to attack my daughter, and the dog attacked my daughter. Scratched my daughter. My daughter has 3 children now, Baruch Hashem. Scratched my daughter's face. Yeah. It was very bad for that lady. Very bad. But we're not going to go into it. Shisa boyes hakelev. What?
Rob's wife.
Huh?
Rob's wife.
I said anti-Semite. You don't remember that, Maisa, Robert?
I wasn't there for that. How old was you?
I'll explain it to you later. Your roommate actually saved me because he testified to the police over there that she cursed him out for no reason. She's anti-Semite. She made a woman on our block break her hip. She pushed an elderly lady and she broke her hip. The kids once the cops realized who this crazy, she got into a lot of trouble. Anyways, Shisa boyes hanochash. He took a snake, had the snake go after this person. Potter. Now, Rabbi Isai, this entire sugya, I don't want to repeat it every time. When it says Potter, it just means that Bezdin cannot kill this person. It doesn't mean that Hashem won't take care of this person. He's chayiv b'din shamayim. When you have a dog chase a person down, and the Bezdin can't do anything about it because the dog on his own, Hashem is going to take care of that person. But if you take a snake and you put it directly by the guy's hand, and all the snake has to do is bite down, that we have a question, a machloikis. Omar Shmuel. Here. So let's see the pasuk again. Now it's very clear. This is gewaldig. It says be'even yad, 8 yad. There's a handle. Look at the first pasuk. There's no handle on a piece of metal. Why not? Why doesn't it talk about an axe? Something with a handle. Says the Gemara, very simple. The Gemara knew what we know today. It's called a bullet. The smallest piece of metal is what kills the most people. I don't know how many people. Close to 1 million people a year. Just this year alone, maybe 500,000 in Ukraine, just from small sharp nail. Like the little pieces of metal. Now, cultural means literally a needle, smaller than a bullet. But the Torah says you don't need a handle. A small piece of metal will kill a person. Rabbi Yomer, Goliv Yidu Alfnim Mishaomer V'Haya Olam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows Shabarzel Meimis B'Chol Shu. Unbelievable. The Fichach, Leinas N'Torah by Shir. The Torah didn't say there's a Shir. Any type of metal. Says Gemara, Animili the Barzim Mivraz. Says Rashi, it's when you take the needle and you puncture a person in the heart, in a vital organ or in the throat. Says Rashi, as Taisvis, if you're going to puncture somebody in the heart with a piece of metal, you can puncture him with a piece of wood, and he'll also die from a piece of wood. A thorn in the. Says Taisus, I learned the pshat. The varze means infection. Metal causes infection, and memela, tetanus, whatever it is. So says Benny, I don't understand. The wood also causes an infection. Okay, even worse, he says. Okay, I don't know these things. Says so the Mishnah says the distinction whether you could come up by himself, can't come up by himself. Reisha Rebusa Kamashmalon. There's a chiddush in the Reisha, but Sefer Rebusa Kamashmalon, there's a chiddush in the Sefer. Reisha Rebusa Kamashmalon. Avagav the Lavi Yudachafa. I didn't push him into the water, he's already in the pool. All I did is I didn't allow him to breathe. He's already, here, Mamash like the guy, he's already underwater. And I just stepped on his back and I killed him. It's not a grama, Rabbi said. This is not a grama. Since you are not enabling me to come up, maybe. You're on the way to the hospital. I don't know. I could see it both ways. On the way, you're in an ambulance, and I don't allow you to go to the hospital. I don't allow you. Maybe. That's what I'm saying. Look at each case and finish the Gemara. There's so many details, minor distinctions between the different stories. The Gemara brings a lot of them, geschmack stories. Chayev. Sefer Rebusa Kamashmalon, the Sefer has a chiddush. Avagav did the chafay. He pushed him into the water. Since he's able to get out. V'meis potter. Let me ask you a fascinating shayla the Gemara is going to say. This is mamish going to drive you crazy. You push a guy into the water, and as he's into the water, there's a ladder. There's a ladder he could come out. When he's in the air, the ladder is there. But by the time he hits the water, you pull the ladder out, and now he can't get out. Are you chayiv or potter? There was a ladder as you pushed him. So as you pushed him, he had a way to get out, but he never hit the water yet. By the time he hit the water and he's already struggling to swim, you pulled the ladder away.
You pulled the ladder out?
Piper pulling the ladder out.
Even if you didn't push him.
No, that's a grama. We're pulling a ladder out. That's called. No, it's not kovish. It's not kovish. I'm telling you, each thing we have to figure out the distinction. The Gemara says you potter on that. Potter b'dei adam. Potter b'dei adam. I'm telling you, there's a lot of different cases here, and each one is different. It's not kovish. It's not direct. I didn't allow the ambulance to show up at your house. Whatever. Okay, fine. Weiter. Oh, sorry. Kavash minolan. How do I even know that pushing the guy or holding the guy underwater, you're chayiv? Amar Shmuel Damakro, Oy be'eva. Here's the pasuk. Oy be'eva yikol biyadai. Eva with hatred, he had a problem with this guy. What's oy be'eva? L'rabbi says a mitzamtzim. So the Gemara tells us a new idea called mitzamtzim. It's somebody, you're holding a person in a certain position where that guy cannot get help. I'll show you a perfect example. I used to have an aquarium, a 220-gallon aquarium with saltwater fish. Now, I used to be I like scuba diving and I like fish, beautiful fish. Now, real quickly, the way it works is, when you start an aquarium, those who know, you have to get it to the right pH, thank you, and all sorts of things. It takes a long time because it's salt water. And yeah, so what you do is you don't buy these expensive fish, you buy these cheap fish, like damsels or whatever. It costs $10, $15. And they you can't kill them. They don't die from anything. You put them in, and because they're in there, they're able to get the tank up and running. Then you try to take the damsel out of there, impossible. Because he's this small, he's fast, like any, he hides behind the rock, you can't get him out. There's the whole thing. Then you go and you buy $200, $300 fish, sometimes $500. These queen angels, they're called. Beautiful fish, juvenile hair. Maybe Shimmy could put it on. A juvenile blue with the white stripe. Mamish, gorgeous. Anyways, you go to Eilat, you can see them. Maybe that way. You put it in there. Now what happens, this Meshugana damsel is a mechutzef. Mamish mechutzef. This $10 guy goes, and because he introduced something into his tank, it's his tank, he goes and he cheppes him. He starts biting his tail until he goes into the corner, and he keeps him in the corner. And if he wants to get out, now he pushes him back in. Until the guy dies. He can't eat and he dies. That's mitzamtzim. Here I have a little video of not of damsel, of freshwater fish. This is mamish what they do, and this is how they kill. A small fish could kill a very, very expensive fish.
This here is the harassment of a fish. Look, everyone else is after food, but Biggie won't leave Little Red.
This is literally what they do. They chase him the entire day for 2 days until they die. And there's nothing you do. You're watching a $500 tank, literally. Okay, so Zog the Gemara. We didn't have YouTube back then, so like on YouTube it tells you how to catch the damsel, how to outsmart him, and everybody has another chachma. I saw punkt yesterday because I was looking for this video. The guy put a mirror on his tank, a mirror, regular mirror. So the damsel's going crazy. He's like trying to get the other damsel out the whole day, and then it lets the other fish survive. Man, he's going sugar. He's like the whole day. He's hitting himself. Fine. Zog the Gemara. Here, a person went and put his friend's animals in the corner, b'shimsha, in the sun, uvmisa. The sun killed it. Ravina Machayev, Ravacha Barirav Potter. We have machlokes here whether you chayev or Potter. Ravina Machayev Kavachomer. I'll bring a Kavachomer from Ritzeach. Ma Ritzeach shali also by shoy kemezid. You know, if a person kills by mistake, you don't treat him the same way as he killed by on purpose. On purpose, we kill you. By mistake, you go into Golos. And Oinus and Rotzen, it's different. If you had literally a Oinus, or you did it willingly, very different. Nevertheless, we said that somebody pushes somebody into a corner. He holds him underwater. He's chayiv misa mamish. The bezdin puts him to death. And he's zaken. There's no distinction when it comes to mazik. Why? I didn't realize your car was there and I hit it. You're still chayiv. And it didn't chayiv by mitzamtzim. Certainly, you should be chayiv from mitzamtzim. Let me ask you something. In this, ain't no inchim adin. You can't use a kavachomer to punish somebody. You're punishing him now. You're punishing him to pay. The answer is that when it comes to mumminess, you could. It's only when it comes to, what was one of the reasons we said that you can't punish out of a kavachomer? You can't back. There's no backseas when you kill somebody and oops, my kavachomer was wrong. The Rav tells you that your logic in the kavachomer is wrong. It's too late. You killed the guy. But if the Rav tells you your logic in your kavachomer was wrong, you give the guy back the money.
Kavachomer to die for.
Ooh, kavachomer to die for. Ravacha barav poiter. Ravacha barav says that when you put your friend's animal in the sun, you're potter. Why does your grandfather say, Ravacha say that it's potter? If we go back to this pasuk, the whole pasuk that teaches us mitzamtzim, putting somebody in a corner, putting the fish in the corner, it says Ritzeachu. This pasuk is only talking about a ritzeach. Now, somebody in the koil pointed out to me, but that's because he's in the koil. He said, Ravina, who says that you are chayiv b'mitzamtzim, so what is he going to do with this ritzeachu? Ritzeachu teaches me that I only do this ritzeach, but not by mumminess. But I hold you do it by mumminess. So what do I do with the ritzeach? He said, because in Daf Zayin, the Gemara brings this exact pasuk. Ritzeachu teaches us you kill him, but you don't kill him because if his animal did it. So okay, it's just Chazara stuff. Fine. Where's Hillel or Levi Friedman, the Chazara people? Hi, Shalom Aleichem. All the way from Florida. Just landed. You came with your brother this time? No. Wow, beautiful. Yishkoyach. Big part of the shir. Okay. What could be, Rabbi Isai, it's good to think about this. What could be a difference, a distinction between tying somebody in front of a incoming lion? Lion is about to approach, and you say, you know what? Here. I'll make it easy for you, lion. I'll tie the guy down. Where the Gemara is going to say, potter. Versus, you tie a guy down, and there's a bunch of, there's a mosquito swarm. You tie him down, and the mosquitoes kill him. What's enough community?
Why doesn't the lion kill the guy first?
The people ask that, but then you're asking a technical question. He knows the lion. He's friendly with the lion. And the mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes will always do it. Lion won't always do it.
Oh, that's the part. Omar Rava, it's a new mosquito. It's another mosquito. It's another mosquito. Okay, says the Gemara. Omar Rava, kfasai umeis barav, potter. Even if you take a guy that's hungry and you tie him down, the death is not here, potter. So let me. I just did this real quickly, so you could see the three different darim that you could come up with here from the sugya. If the entire koyach hamemis, we could call it, the whole death is right here in front of you, like drowning somebody in water. The death is here. The water is killing him on the first moment you put your head underwater. You're already struggling to breathe. So the death is here. Everybody agrees that you're chayiv, red. The bottom one, if the death is not here at all, like the sun in the middle of the night, you tie a guy down at night and the sun is not here, the sun is going to show up later, which is interesting because the sun is we're in the same rotation, but it's not here. That, according to everybody, you're potter. Because the death is only going to come later on. When the death is slightly here, like this case that we're talking about now, that he's hungry, that he's starting to get more, but it's not here, it's different than water. You have to make the distinction, it's different than water. Memela, according to Rava Potter, we'll see that's a machlokes. The Reb Zera says chayiv. According to Rava Potter. If you tie somebody down in the sun and he dies, no, this is different than tying somebody down and he dies out of starvation. Because the sun is right here, right now. It's like water. So if you put him in the cold, you tie him in the snow, and he doesn't have a coat and he dies within an hour, chayiv. But if you tie him down at night and the sun is going to show up tomorrow, the cold is going to come, potter. V'amarava, Fasi lefnei Ari, you tie him down in front of a lion, potter. The famous Maisa, there was a couple in South Africa, they were walking, and all of a sudden, a lion shows up. So the husband starts running. She says, where are you running? The lion is way, way quicker than you. He says, yeah, but you're not quicker than me. The only reason he laughed is because they changed the characters around. It's usually two guys, and I said, let's do it with a husband and wife. It's so bad. Yeah, I know. You got to change it around once in a while. So you have the Ari. Potter. Because the Ari, we're talking about the Ari is coming, he's approaching. So he's a dead man. So he tied him down, he didn't do anything. He's anyways going to eat him. Potter. But if you do it in front of the mosquitoes, which by the way, they're the number one killer in the world, they kill over 1 million people yearly. Chayev. Maybe, we had a shaila. There's another animal that might be more dangerous than a mosquito. Human being. Well, we had a shaila, how many? It's not so pashut. I wasn't sure what the nimshal is. I was thinking about, a guy comes and he has this massive wound on his hand. So his friend said, what is that? He said, a mosquito bit me. So mosquito, it looks like an elephant stepped on your hand. What do you mean mosquito bit you? He says, yeah, but I killed him with a hammer. Sometimes your reaction is disproportionate. It's like a guy says a word to you and you attack him. Like, come on, chill. It's just a mosquito. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I don't know what there must be some ferois that could be mamish like tzugipas. We have to think about it. The Daf is like, yeah. Hani Azle v'Hani says the Gemara explains Hani Azle v'Hani also. It's constantly what? Oh.
The Firos is partial.
Oh.
You do one page a day.
No.
It's a tiny little thing. It's a mosquito's bite. But what does it turn out to be?
Ah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's on the spot. Okay, fine. Ravashi Omar afilu lefnei Yetushim nami potter. If you put in front of Yetushim, he's potter. Why? Hana azlev hani asu. It's a different one. I want to show you some of these. First of all,
All you need is one mosquito that has the Nile virus, and you're done. It wasn't wrong.
oh,
So you said that he was right. He was
don't tell him. Don't let him know. Rabbi say, here's lefnei Yetushim. Rabbi say, here, check this out. I love this picture. Here, Nachamol. Look at this guy. Look, I love this Yatush right over there. You see his teeth and everything. And now, check this out. This is unbelievable. That's not a tornado. That's not a cloud. That's swarms of billions and billions of them. And here, they literally, there's a whole video, but I wanted to get it. When they, after a rain or something, they'll come, they attack these animals, and they kill them. They just die from stress and everything. It's like, this is a gross picture of all the mosquitoes on the animal. Okay, Zog the Gemara. Itmar, Kafa Olav Gigis. Here's Kafa Olav Gigis. We have a picture even. Where was it? Oh, here. Check this out. Kafa Olav Gigis. You go like that. Chayev a potter. So everybody knows Kafa Aleim Harke Gigis by Har Sinai. The shaila is, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu have to do that? He could have just, why do you have to like close them in there? Just hold it over them, say, I'll crush you if you don't. They say that one pshat is, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, listen, you could still live, but life without Torah is nothing. You're going to die eventually. You're in a barrel, okay. But somebody said a murdik pshat that has to do with our sugya. He's saying, we were talking about mitzamtzim, putting somebody in a corner. You confine him to a corner, you chayev. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, look, I'm going to put you in this barrel, I'm confining you. If you makabel the Torah, then it's also to be a mitzamtzim. We have Oyeva. We learn from the pasuk that's also to be mitzamtzim. So if you're Jewish and you makabel the Torah, then I can't be mitzamtzim you because it says Oyeva. But if you're not Jewish, then it's what to be mitzamtzim. So I'm leaving you here in the barrel. So you have to be makabel the Torah. Okay, it's cute for this daf. Zog the Gemara. Testayim. Is that we're holding? No, sorry. Kafa Olav Gigis, Upara Olav Maziva. He opened up the ceiling. There's one of the sponsors today, Grado. He was on Zoom, let's call it 4 years ago, and he noticed that one of the participants in Zoom, he was there every day, that participant, had a leak in the ceiling. I said this a bunch of times, but it's unbelievable. The Mishpacha of MDY, he contacted me. He was distressed that this guy has a terrible ceiling. The ceiling looks like it's falling in. He says, how do I get this guy $10,000 right away? And I don't want him to know it's from me. So he sent me $10,000, and I called up, they were doing a chasana then, and I called up the organization, and I said, could you contact them and say, because of the chasana, we collected money for you, and I sent them the money. I think they sent it to them, I have no idea. And that was it. But because he saw on Zoom a ceiling, these people, one day they wake up, the Chesed organization, it gave us that. No, somebody from MDY that had Rahmanas gave. It was very interesting. I'll go upon him. If you open up the ceiling and cold comes in, we have a machlokes. There's a story with the Chofetz Chaim. There's an almana who the balabas wanted her out because she wasn't paying rent, and it was the middle of the winter. And the neighbors came and protested, how can you do this to an almana? And he said, okay, enough. He comes with a contractor, and he ripped off the roof where she had to run away. It was the middle of the winter. And the Chofetz Chaim was very, very disturbed by that. And years later, he said, I don't understand. It says, V'chora api. If you hurt an almana, Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to have anger, and he's going to take care of this person. How come this guy's still alive? That's what the Chofetz Chaim said. And one day he got bit by a rabid dog, a kelev shoyt, a rabid dog, and he started acting crazy. And a couple days later he died. And the Chofetz Chaim says, "Oh, that's the einish for what he did." Anyway, says the Gemara, we have a machlokes Rav and Zera. If you put a barrel over somebody and the person dies in the barrel, or you open up his roof and then the cold comes in, are you potter or chayiv? Testayim de Ravahu, the Omar potter. Rava says he's potter. The Omar Rava, kfasiv v'meis b'Rav potter. We just learned that if you tie somebody and later on he dies, he's potter. So too over here, later on the cold came in and killed him, you potter. Adarabba, testayim de Reb Zeiru. Say that it's Reb Zeiru, the Omar potter. Why? The Omar Reb Zeiru. Hayman the Eile Lechavei b'Beis the Sheisha. In the time of the Gemara always talks about this marble house. In other words, it has no windows, no oxygen. That's where they would perform surgeries. It was like there's no what do you call it? Sterile room, and very, very, very little oxygen. Put somebody in this kind of marble home, and then you light a candle, light v'adikli shraga, umis. In other words, the candle is going to sap all the leftover oxygen, umis chayav. Taima v'adikli shraga. It seems like it's only because you put on a candle that burned out the oxygen. But if you just put like a barrel over the guy, you're not chayiv. Talking about my bchar, Aaron, my wife brought Aaron. He used to go to Hasidic Cheder in Chicago, and my wife brings him in there, and and she walks in. There's a horror movie going on. There's a kid bent over, throwing up. 3 feet later, a kid on the floor looks conscious, unconscious. Another kid bent over, two holding on to each other. She thought she's like in a what is going on? She runs into the office and she starts screaming. And they realized there was a carbon monoxide leak, and the kids were like literally fainting or whatever, and they were throwing up, and they had to, it was a nest that he was late that day. And from that day on, they let him come late every day. Amri. But, lack of oxygen, not oxygen. Amri, awesome, below struggling, it's a larger room, and a person could survive there quite a long time without lighting the candle. But when you light the candle, you sap all the oxygen out of it. But it's a small little box. One of my family relatives did this to me when I was a kid. I don't know if anybody had the great privilege of being taken forcefully and put into a cardboard box and closed as a joke. But there was very little oxygen. I remember panicking immediately. Like, I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was choking. I didn't chap. Like, there's like almost nothing there. You take 2 breaths and all of a sudden it's depleted. So when you put somebody in a barrel, how long could a person survive in a barrel? I forgot how many. You need X amount of square feet of oxygen per whatever. It's gone right away. In other words, the death starts right away. Oh, sponsors. Turning of the daf. Sponsored by Adar Global, experts in international financial services, by Dr. and Alan Barber Listhouse, in memory of my dear father, Joseph Listhouse, on his 45th yard site. Mordechai Yosef Ben Aharon, Olav Shalom. Lirfuas, Rivka, Henya Bashalamis. Well, the first Latino, Yechiel Yedidyo Ben Chama Shenel should have refuah shlema. By Nightlife, Realty Bet Shemesh, and Moshe Einhorn in honor of Rebellion, the entire MDY Mishpacha. Says the Gemara. Hold on, I just wanted to. There's a beautiful thing here. Oh, says the Gemara. Simon Sulam Tris Samanim Bekoisel. Omarava. The Chafel Bar V'Sulam Bar. A person pushes somebody into a pit, but there's a way out. There's a ladder. Uba'ach or Silkoi, and a person takes away the ladder even before he hits the ground. Vafilu Kadam Silka, the guy in the air, this Rosh Marusha pushes the guy into the pit. As the guy's in the pit, he grabs the ladder and pulls it out. Potter. This is called grama. The be'idn of the shadye, because at the moment that he left the ground and he started flying into the pit, there was an opportunity to come up with the ladder. You're right, when he hit the floor, there wasn't anymore. But when he was in the air, there was, and that's called a grama. Unbelievable. As Tosfos on Amud Aleph, the last line on Amud Aleph, he says, think about it for a second. Don't even look there for a second. Think about logically. A kid here said it beautifully. Mamash a kid, he's a big Balkishan, he comes every night. What is the difference as Tosfos between this case And the case that we said before, that if you open up the ceiling and the cold comes in and it kills the guy, you're chayiv. Why over there you're chayiv? And why is it when you push a guy in and you take out the ladder, you're potter? And he says, but when you open up a ceiling, the misa is there right away. The cold comes in that moment, just not all the cold. It takes an hour of coldness, but some of it, 3% comes in, so the death is right there right away. Okay, azan nafkamina. So you have to know the different nafkaminas of how much death is there and how much death is not there. If it's completely masulik, not masulik. Vomarava, huh? Mishamayim is chayiv misa. That's why I said the whole sugya means bezdin. Bezdin can't do anything to him. You kill somebody begrama, you chayiv misa v'dei shamayim.
The difference in the cases is achir. Somebody else put the
Yeah. With all these cases, the difference is chiyuv bezdin or not. Could bezdin go ahead and kill a person because he pulled a ladder? He only pulled a ladder. He only didn't allow the ambulance to get to the hospital. He only did this. Each story is different.
If there were a Chashim and a Krabim in there, then it would be more direct.
Correct. I would say so. Yes. If you send it, very good. If there's Nechashim and Akravim, he says, Rabbi Spiegelman, yeah. Oh, this is unbelievable, Rabbi Isai. He shot him. Check here. This, I don't know if it's hard to see a little bit. The funny characters. Check this out. Yeah, it goes quickly. He shot an arrow at a guy, but the guy had a protection. He had a shield, and it's hard to see that the arrow hits him. You remove his shield. Because you removed the shield, the arrow hit him. I saw this Meshuggah video once. A guy invented like a bulletproof glass for the car. So he's the CEO, and he says, "Look, I love this bulletproof glass. The mamish works." He gives a gun to his friend. He says, "Okay, I'm going to get behind the wheel. Shoot me." The guy shoots him through the thing, and he kills him. It went right through. It's you can find it anywhere. What if you're behind a bulletproof glass? It could happen. Mamish, you're in front of a bulletproof glass. Somebody shoots you, and a moment before he shoots you, or as the bullet is in the air, you remove the bulletproof glass, and the bullet hits you. The Gemara says, "You potter." Unbelievable. He's holding bulletproof glass. He's holding a shield. And somebody removed that shield. I didn't want to show that video. There's a guy, a super athlete, who throws a football in a football stadium, throws it far, and he runs and he catches the ball. He runs and catches the ball. So this guy shot an arrow, runs, and pulls the shield away. Or, the Rishonim explaining, there's a string attached to the shield. He shot the arrow and pulled the string. He ripped the shield, whatever he did. Or somebody else removed the shield. Potter. You're potter. The beginning of the Shadi Bay, because the moment that the bullet left the gun, that the arrow left the arrow, the bow, mifsak psiki gire. It wasn't a killing arrow. The arrow, right? Reb David, does it add up to the ladder? Is it different than a ladder?
The ladder case is different.
It's different. Let's hear. No, this is what we're doing. We're trying to distinguish. That's what Gemara is, to distinguish between different cases.
The ladder case in the Gemara, in which it says pater, not talking about a ladder, a bar filled with water in which a guy drowns.
Okay.
So starvation. Something happens la'achar. That's why he's pater. In the case in which a guy would drown because he doesn't know how to swim, and you take away the ladder, you chayav.
Right here. That's like the Chashav Akrabim, you're saying. Water is like the Chashav Akrabim. He doesn't know. Okay, good. I hear what you're saying. You're saying that by a bar, he's not talking now. It's like it's from starvation. So it's the same thing as tying him to a thing. You just took away the ladder, it's grama. Very good. He has the antidote. A snake bites him and he has the antidote to the snake. He has the antidote to the infection you get from an arrow. I guess that's what people die from a lot. Not so much the injury, but the infection that the metal of the arrow causes. And somebody got rid of all the medicine, and maybe he did it potter. Because at the time that the arrow went, he was able to heal himself. You don't need to have the medicine, even if it's in the pharmacy, that's good enough. What if At the time of the shooting of the arrow, there was no medicine in the pharmacy. But later on, they got a shipment. And then he took the shipment and he destroyed it. So the two ends of the thing, there wasn't medicine, there was medicine in the middle. At one point, but before you get to Bezdin, there was already medicine in the pharmacy. The fact that he took the fact that it came late, and the fact that he destroyed it, that doesn't make a difference. There's one point in the middle that he was able to heal himself. Amarava. Zorak Tzroir, this is amazing. Zorak Tzroir, he's playing handball in New York. They play handball against the wall. I don't know if anywhere else in the world they do this. So he's playing handball with somebody, but he's trying to kill the guy. And Rashi says they had a crazy game. It's a killing game where basically, here we even have some of the picture here. Check this out. First of all, I have a picture. He threw the ball bouncing off, a whole thing. But before we go there, here he's throwing this old game. Rashi says that what's the guy's name? Fred? No. What's the guy on the left? Barney. I bet Miss don't know. I didn't watch this when I was a kid. I did watch it on a box of cereal a few times. So Barney throws the stone, and Freddie is supposed to grab the stone, and Barney runs as far as he can, and he takes the stone and he tries to kill Barney as he runs, and he hits him, he kills him, Givaldik, end of the day. And then they switch, then he does it. What? No, if he does it, if not matzliach, so there you go. You try. They play it today with balloons, with water balloons, whatever. Yeah, everybody gets to run away, and then you try to knock him down. Here, let's see what happens. He throws it at the wall, and instead of him catching it and running, it hits him in the head and kills him. It's like a trick. He's mechaven to do it. Why? Because he's trying to kill him, because if he doesn't kill him, that guy has a chance, Fred, whatever, has a chance to lift it up and kill him with it. So he tries to kill him on the first thing, off the wall. Chayav. That's his power, that's his koyach. A rebound off the wall, Rabbi Isai, is koyach, it's considered his strength. What about gravity? I throw it up in the air and it comes back down. That's the Mara Sugya. That's not koyach. That might be different. That's gravity. Huh? You like this Sugya? Dani, I see Mamish living it up. This is like somebody playing ball. It happened within this year in Bnei Brak. They were playing soccer, and a kid hit the ball and hit him in the head, and he died. Kid died, a yeshiva bacher. B'meizin nerogin. If he did it on purpose, deliberately, chayiv. B'shoigig, if he did it by mistake, goylin, you go to Golos. B'shoigig goylin pshita, of course. If you did it by mistake, you killed someone by mistake, you have to go to Golos. I have to tell you, the chiddush is how do you know he's gonna be able to aim well? That he's I don't know what to do here. Where it's already 8:10. There's nothing we can do about it. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day. We'll make it up on Daf Pei.